Stop scrubbing. Seriously, put the sponge down. If you're spending your Saturday morning on your hands and knees, scraping at baked-on grease with a plastic scraper or steel wool, you are doing it wrong. You're not cleaning, you are punishing your kitchen. And worse, you are damaging the finish on your cabinets and scratching up your stovetop. I'm Kitchen Shine Master. My grandfather was a janitor. My father was a janitor. I have spent 30 years watching people make cleaning harder than it needs to be. Today, I'm going to show you how to remove heavy grease, eliminate bad smells, and lift stubborn stains without scrubbing. No elbow grease, no sore back, just chemistry and timing. If you want your kitchen to look professional with half the effort, keep watching. Let's talk about what is actually happening in your kitchen. You cook dinner, oil splatters, sauce boils over, steam rises. It seems harmless in the moment, but that vapor carries microscopic particles of fat and food. They land on your upper cabinets, your range hood, your backsplash, and even your ceiling. Over time, these layers build up. They oxidize. They turn sticky. Then they turn hard. This is what we call polymerized grease. It is essentially a layer of plastic-like resin stuck to your surfaces. Most people try to fight this with muscle. They grab an abrasive scouring pad and some generic all-purpose spray. They scrub and scrub and scrub. The problem? You aren't removing the grease, you're just spreading it around. Or worse, you are sanding down the protective coating on your wood cabinets. Once that coating's gone, the wood absorbs the grease, and now you have a permanent stain that no amount of scrubbing will fix. Then there's the smell, that sour, stale odor that lingers even after you wipe everything down. That isn't just dirty, that's bacteria feeding on the organic matter you missed during your quick wipe down. And those dark rings around your sink or stove burners, that is mineral buildup mixed with carbon deposits. Scrubbing those with bleach doesn't work because bleach sanitizes, but it doesn't dissolve minerals or carbon. You are using the wrong tool for the job. The result? You spend hours cleaning, your arms hurt, your knuckles are raw, and by Tuesday, the kitchen looks dirty again. Why? Because you didn't clean it. You just agitated the surface dirt. You left the bond intact. Here's the science, simplified. Grease is nonpolar. Water is polar. They do not mix. That is why rinsing a greasy pan with water does nothing. The water beads up and rolls off, taking none of the oil with it. To remove grease, you need an emulsifier. You need something that breaks the surface tension and lifts the oil off the surface so it can be wiped away. But old, baked-on grease is different. It has undergone a chemical change. It has cross-linked. It is tough. To break that bond, you need two things: heat and time. Most people use cold water and rush the process. They spray, wait 3 seconds, and wipe. That's useless. The cleaner needs time to penetrate the layers of polymerization. For smells, the issue is pH. Many household odors are acidic or basic. Baking soda is basic. Vinegar is acidic. Using them randomly neutralizes nothing if you don't understand where the source is. For mineral stains, you need acid to dissolve the calcium and magnesium. For carbon stains, you need a degreaser that can suspend the particles. The secret isn't strength, it's specificity. You don't need a stronger chemical, you need the right chemical applied correctly with enough dwell time. My family didn't survive 3 generations in the cleaning business by working harder. We survived by working smarter. We let the products do the work. Today, I'm giving you those exact methods. The solution. Part 1. The grease cutter. Let's start with the biggest headache, the grease on your upper cabinets and range hood. This is usually the stickiest, grossest part of the kitchen. You need a dedicated degreaser. Do not use dish soap. Dish soap is designed for light, fresh oils on dishes. It is too weak for built-up cabinet grease. You need a commercial-grade alkaline degreaser. Look for one labeled for heavy-duty or kitchen degreaser. If you want a natural option, you can make a strong solution of washing soda, sodium carbonate, and hot water. Washing soda is much stronger than baking soda. It has a high pH which saponifies fats, turning them into soap so they rinse away. Here's the method. Step 1. Heat. Turn on your stove hood fan. If you have a steam cleaner, use it. If not, boil a pot of water and let the steam rise towards the cabinets for a few minutes. The heat softens the hardened grease. It makes it pliable. Step 2. Application. Spray your degreaser generously onto a microfiber cloth, not directly on the cabinet. Why? Because spraying directly causes runoff. The cleaner runs down the front of the cabinet, drips on the floor, and never stays in contact with the grease long enough to work. By spraying the cloth, you control the amount. You ensure even coverage. Step 3. The dwell. This is the step everyone skips. Wipe the surface, then leave it wet. Let the cleaner sit for 5 to 10 minutes. Do not touch it. Go clean something else. Let the chemistry break the bond. Step 4. The wipe. Take a clean, damp microfiber cloth and wipe the surface. You'll see the grease lifting off in sheets, not smears. If there's still residue, repeat the process. Do not scrub. If it doesn't come off after 2 applications, you need a stronger degreaser, not more pressure. For the range hood filter, remove it. Soak it in a sink filled with hot water and 1 cup of washing soda or heavy-duty degreaser for 20 minutes. The grease will float to the top. Rinse with hot water. It will look brand new. No scrubbing required. Now, let's tackle the odor. Wiping surfaces does not remove smells if the source is trapped. The most common source of kitchen smells is the garbage disposal and the drain. Food particles get caught in the pipes, rot, and release sulfur gases. Do not pour bleach down the drain. Bleach reacts with organic matter and can create toxic fumes. It also kills the good bacteria that help break down waste, leading to more clogs later. Here's the fix. You need ice, salt, and citrus. Put 1 cup of ice cubes into the disposal. Add half a cup of rock salt. Turn on the cold water. Run the disposal. The ice sharpens the blades and dislodges gunk stuck to the sides. The salt acts as an abrasive scrubber inside the pipe. Follow this with the peels of 1 lemon or orange. Run the disposal again. The citrus oils cut through the remaining film and leave a fresh scent. This is mechanical cleaning, not just masking. For general air quality, stop using aerosol sprays. They add VOCs, volatile organic compounds, to your air, which mixes with the bad smells to create a worse, chemical-heavy odor. Instead, use absorption. Place a bowl of white vinegar on the counter overnight. Vinegar absorbs odors. In the morning, the smell will be gone. Replace the vinegar every few days if the smell persists. If the smell is coming from your trash can, it's likely liquid leakage at the bottom. Clean the bin with a solution of 1 part vinegar to 1 part water. Let it dry completely in the sun if possible. UV light kills odor-causing bacteria. Then, place a sheet of newspaper at the bottom of the bin to absorb future leaks. Change it weekly. Finally, the stains, the dark rings around your sink, the burnt-on food on your stovetop, the yellowing on your white countertops. For the sink stains, these are usually mineral deposits from hard water. Acid dissolves minerals. Soak paper towels in white vinegar. Lay them over the stained areas in the sink. Let them sit for 30 minutes. The vinegar eats away at the calcium buildup. Remove the towels and wipe. The stains should lift easily. If they are stubborn, use a paste of baking soda and water, but let it sit for 10 minutes before gently wiping. Do not scrub with steel wool on stainless steel. It creates scratches that trap more dirt later. For the stovetop, specifically glass or ceramic tops, burnt sugar and food are the enemy. These are carbon-based. Use a razor blade scraper. Yes, a razor blade. Hold it at a 45-degree angle. Gently scrape the burnt spot. It will flake off instantly. This is safe for glass tops if done correctly. Do not use this on enamel or painted surfaces. For the surrounding area, use your degreaser method from part 1. For white countertops that have turned yellow or stained from coffee or turmeric, you need oxidation. Make a paste of hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. Apply it to the stain, cover it with plastic wrap to keep it moist. Let it sit for 2 hours. The hydrogen peroxide bleaches the stain without damaging the surface. Wipe clean. This works on quartz, laminate, and solid surface counters. Test a small area first if you are unsure of your material. One pro tip for all surfaces: microfiber matters. Cotton rags push dirt around. Microfiber traps it. Use a waffle weave microfiber for glass and stainless steel to avoid streaks. Use a plush microfiber for cabinets to hold more cleaner. Wash your cloth after every use. A dirty cloth is just a mop that spreads bacteria. Here is the single biggest mistake I see homeowners make: mixing cleaners. Never mix vinegar and bleach. It creates chlorine gas, which is dangerous. Never mix ammonia and bleach. It creates chloramine gas, which is also dangerous. And never mix vinegar and baking soda expecting a super cleaner. They neutralize each other. You get salt water and carbon dioxide bubbles. The bubbles look cool, but they have no cleaning power. Use them separately. Vinegar for minerals, baking soda for gentle abrasion and deodorizing. Keep them distinct. Also, maintain your tools. Your sponge is a bacteria farm. Replace it weekly. Or better yet, switch to silicone scrubbers or microfiber cloths that can be washed in hot water. A clean tool cleans better. A dirty tool just moves grime from one place to another. Cleaning your kitchen shouldn't feel like a punishment. It should be a maintenance routine that takes minutes, not hours. By using heat, dwell time, and the right chemistry, you remove the problem instead of just hiding it. You save your energy, you protect your surfaces, and you get a genuinely clean result. If this video saved you from a weekend of scrubbing, hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every week with practical, no-nonsense cleaning methods that actually work. I'm Kitchen Shine Master, and I'm here to help you clean smarter, not harder. I want to hear from you. What is the one cleaning problem in your house that drives you crazy? Is it the oven, the shower grout, the laundry room? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I might feature your problem in my next video. If you want to know how to deep clean your oven without toxic fumes, click this video right here. It uses the same principles of heat and dwell time, and it will blow your mind. Thanks for watching. Keep it shiny.